Hello everybody and welcome back. Here I have a Millipede board. Just pulled it out of the box. Oh, this is Black Widow, I'm sorry. There is a Millipede. Christ. Alright everyone, this is a Millipede board that just got out of the box. We're going to look at this one. Got a little burn going on up here. I don't know what's up with that. We'll kind of inspect around here and see what that's all about. Otherwise, it's complete. I got my Millipede harness ready to go, so I'm gonna give a quick once over the board, make sure I don't see any obvious damage. Then we'll plug it in and we'll fire it up and see what happens. Or what doesn't happen. I suspect there ain't probably nothing going to happen. That is burnt bad. So let's do that. Let me look at it, and then we'll plug it in. Okay, first things first. I do not like that at all. That is not a burn from the edge connector. Something burnt right in here. So I'm going to replace this big cap. I'm going to replace this guy and this. I'm going to replace these three caps just to start. And then if this is a regulator, that is a voltage regulator. I'm going to replace that too. I'm going to go ahead and replace all of the voltage regulators. There's one here. I think this might be the only one. No, there's one here. That guy and this guy, I'm going to replace those two guys. Those two regulators and these three caps. And probably this cap too. Why not? Then we'll see what we got. I'm not plugging it in until those are all replaced. Well, let me do that. Okay, I am all hooked up. I have gone through and replaced those parts, cleaned it up. I replaced this tantalum cap and then this tantalum cap here. So we're going to go ahead and fire it up, and I'm ready to check voltages. Okay, nothing's blowing up so far, which is good. Okay, got 492. Here we have 23, negative 24, 12 volts, minus 15, and plus 15. Voltages are all good. And if we look over here, we are getting a picture, but it's not syncing. And I wonder if that's just the monitor or what that is. I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the controls on the monitor, see if I can get it to sync. If that doesn't work, then it's a problem with the sync circuitry. But it looks like it's running, which is good. So let me go ahead and see if I can dial this monitor in. Okay, yeah, I did not have the sync hooked up right, so I just did that really quick. And it's syncing for the most part, but it's still got a little bit of a jitter. It's not perfectly synced. I don't know if you can, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see it kind of wanting to flake out a little bit. It's just not solid. You see little little goofiness. So what I want to do is I want to verify, I want to look through all of the sync signals and see if something's just a little flaky. Because it's a global problem. It's not just the mushrooms or just the sprites or anything. It's the whole screen. The whole screen wants to jitter in uniform, which tells me it's a sync problem. So I need to go through and I'm gonna check all my horizontal and vertical sync lines. Just make sure they're all good and just move on from there, out from there, and find out what's making this thing flaky. So that'll be next. Okay guys, I am clipped on to composite sync. And it looks great. The horizontal part, see that? That's the vertical sync pulse that comes through once in a while. And you can see it looks kind of silly, how it's kind of slanted like that. You'll see it come through. See it? All of the horizontal pulses look fine. I can back it off a little bit and you'll see that's all the horizontal pulses. And you'll see this big vertical pulse come through. There it goes. But it's kind of slanted. It's kind of silly looking. See it? Damn it. I'm trying to catch it. I'll try to catch it coming through. It never stops when I tell it to stop. The idea is you can see when it comes through, it's just not a flat line. It's supposed to be flat. And it's kind of goofy looking. Here it comes. So what I want to do is I'm going to go through the vertical chain and see if we can't clean that up. Okay, I am now on the two vertical counters. And you look at the waveforms on my analyzer and you can see that those counts are beautiful. You can see right here is the start of the count, that's 0, and then it'll go 1, 2 all the way up to FF. Yeah, if you don't realize how counters work, let's go to the delay. Right here at the edge is 0, okay? And then it goes to 1. Let me disable that. And then this is the 1 count. If I go, oops, okay? Then you got 1. You got 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way to 0, 1. Then that goes to 0. You got 2. See that? And then it goes to the next pulse, 3. And the next one will be, this guy will be high. 4. The next pulse, 5, 1, 1. And then the next one is 6. 6, and then it'll be the next pulse. There's 6. That don't look like 7. 0, 0, 0, it looks like 0. It looks like it counted to 6 and then it reset back to 0. 6. That's 5, that's 6. And then that's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. It's weird, like it counted to 6 and then went back to 0, and there's 7, and here's 8, 9, 10, 1, 0, 1, 0, 11, 1, 0, 1, 1, or B. That's how they work, though. I mean, you can go through all the steps, but these are actually counting, and that selects addresses for your video RAM and stuff like that. Those addresses are all uniform. I just think it's kind of weird how that it looked like it counted to 6 and then went back to 0. But these counts look good. So, and then it's back to, see, here's the end of the count right here. No, that's not the end of the count. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. That's the end of the count. F, F, F. That's what, 1, 0, 0, 0. That would be 8, 8, 0 or something like that. Need to get a transition of, oh, come on. Right here. Here's the end of the count. This is FF, where they're all 1. Then it goes back to 0 and starts counting again, starts over. You see with the delay here? Right here, they're all F. This is FF. And then it goes back to 0. All right. Anyway, those all look fine. And this thing right now has really settled down. It's not flaking out anymore at all. But I don't like the way that that vertical signal looks, so I'm going to keep looking for something in that vertical. It's still a little flaky. I'm going to keep looking for something. Okay, guys, this is my vertical sync pulse, and what had happened is I've been using these extensions here to extend from the back of my analyzer for the probe for this guy, and it introduces some capacitance and resistance through the thing, and it skews what you see on the screen. Well, I went ahead and unhooked it, and I hooked my probe straight to the back of the analyzer, and I now have, I mean, this is my vertical pulse, and you can see it's 60 hertz, and it's a nice, it's not skewed at all. It was just the probe. 60 hertz there, and we'll go ahead and move over to horizontal sync. And kind of got to back it off a little bit. Other way. Okay. And you can see that's a nice stable signal at 15.7 kilohertz. This is not a sync problem with this board. I think this is a monitor problem. I think it's just this monitor with this board. Because that makes no sense, because this is a perfectly good signal. Now I'll come and I'll hook to composite sync signal. And here's my composite sync signal. Which does not look good at all. That's, well, and the game froze up, so something's funky. This thing got reset on it. Yeah, something went all weird here. This thing doesn't have a reset. And it just reset itself. Which is weird. I mean, it's working now. But it reset itself, and this does not look good at all. Is this not grounded? This composite sync signal looks like crap. Let me mess around with this and see if this is a connection issue on the board. Because this composite sync signal looks terrible. Let me see if I can mess around with that. Okay, yeah, it was just a bad connection on that test point. You'll see the vertical pulse come through here any second. There it is. And you can see it looks fine. There's no sync problem on this board. It's got to have something to do with the monitor. Because, you know, signals don't lie. That's a perfect looking sync signal. So, and you can see as it has warmed up now, it's not messing up at all. So yeah, I think this one was just this section up here. I still have to test the sound and all that good stuff. And the trackball. So let me find some test points to mess with and get this thing tested up. Okay, I have found something funny. I'm going to start a game. You can hear the sounds. I come over here. The only thing that'll kill me is the spider. The millipede can go right through me. Look at that. I ain't exactly sure, but I think that's supposed to kill you. Yeah. So, I think what I'm going to do... I should put this thing into test mode, is what I should do. Let's do that. Test mode, I've got the pin out up. Self-test is right on the other side of U, which this is TUV. TUV, so it's right here. Okay, that's test mode. And what is it telling me? Easy Spider, select, Easy Spider, Easy Beatles, English. But, I mean, is that a dip switch setting that makes it to where you don't die? Trackball works, that's good. Strange. Free play. Demo. What does that mean? English, 2 coins, 2 play. Easy Spider, Easy Beetle. English. Coins, 1 thing. Hard Spider, hard. Okay, let's try this and see what happens. Let's take this off. 2 coins, 1 play. Let's put in some coins and T, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what the hell's going on? I got 5 credits in there. TUV, 1, 2, 3. That should start the game. There we go. Now let's see if the millipede kills us. Whoa! Everything's on hard now, so I can't hardly stay away from the spider. Yeah, okay. It's just a setting in the dip switches. Well, I'd call this one good then. I mean, it's all, you just set the dip switches to the proper settings that you would normally find in an arcade. All right. No problem, repair at all. Just this section up here needed rebuilt. Good to go. Okay guys, I think what I'm going to do to finish this one off is I'm going to replace the pokey sockets in the CPU socket and the 4 program ROM sockets. That way at least you know there'll be a good, the program section will be good with connection, so it won't reset on you and all that nonsense. So that is what I will do. I'll let this one run for a good 3 hours and then call it good. And that'll be it. We'll see you on the next one.